Huh. But I am opening the game. Dun, da, da, dun, da, 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 da. Dun, dun, da, 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 da. Dun, da, 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 da. Okay, let's switch. Last time we were doing the story and we got stuck because there was like half of the story was gatekept. So yeah. Let's see. As the mighty Bennu Heron rises from death time and again, Raven and Hyde press forward into the withering miracle, burdened by worry and doubt. Wait, I need to check also if the sound on the stream. Okay. Perfect. Testing sound, testing sound. Okay, sound is okay. Meow. Meow. Why did the monster suddenly appear? And why is it immortal? How did Drew's unique swordsmanship end up in the hands of the Miramon? Lapis holds all the intelligence the Shadows has gathered. Why would she vanish without a trace? Raven and Hyde are left with no choice. The answers lie within the miracle. Based on what we have uncovered so far, there's a secret chamber in the miracle. I once thought it was the gateway to its realm. Meow, 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 meow. Here, sit here. This is your punishment. I grabbed her. like a very unruly toddler. Keep her on my waist. You're a very unruly toddler, kitty. You know that. One spot? Sounds like you're second-guessing yourself. I love it that Odin is a woman. I just have questions about her brother. Why like this? Why like this? You're right, the investigation team entered the chamber and never came back. So I made sure to warn Lapis not to rush in blindly and to leave herself an escape route. And yet she still disappeared. Which means we have no choice but to open the chamber ourselves. And if we disappear too, we won't. Reaching the chamber doors, Hyde pushes them open without hesitation. The chamber opens up once more, revealing the towering stone walls and floating tablet. But Raven's gaze isn't drawn to the tablet suspended in the air, because someone is standing inside, a familiar figure. Looks like you have got yourself a very obedient student. Lapis stands beneath the tablet, lost in thought. Lapis, where is Drew? What happened? Weren't she in a trial? She was in a trial before, together with Ollie. Why is she outside now? Sit. 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 Sit, you disobedient kitty. Hyde, what kind of trick are you playing this time? Huh. Hyde lets out a small sigh of relief as a smile creeps across his face. This isn't Lapis, but it's a clue she left for us. Good thing she left behind the replicate, otherwise I would be seriously worried we wouldn't make it back from this. A replicate? Exactly, Lapis wields the divine power of rules. She can perceive the structure of all things and replicate them. You mean she used her divine power to create a puppet to pass on a message? More than that. No. After years of training, Lapis can now extend her consciousness into her replicate, allowing them to share information. So no matter how far apart we are, as long as we find one of her replicates, we can communicate with her true self. In an era where information channels are anything but reliable, this ability is a literal lifeline. Raven, Professor. At Hyde's words, Lapis replicate stirs. Apologies, I was just talking something over with Mr. Ollie. Mr. Ollie, where are you right now? And Drew, is he with you? I'm trapped inside the tablet before you. Kitty, can you just sit in one place? Mr. Drew isn't with me. If I had to guess, he's also trapped inside. There are monsters within the tablet. I fought through all of them, reached the very end, but all I found was a dead end. A dead end? There is a door, but it's shut tight. I can't open it. Raven stares at the tablet in front of them, a realization striking her. Hyde, look at the script on these two tablets. Doesn't it resemble Raya? It does, but it doesn't form coherent sentences. Lapis, are there any symbols on the door? Meow. Yes. Can you draw them? Lapis replicate crouches down and closes her eyes. Reaching out her hand, she traces the symbols from the door onto the dust-covered ground. That's a very useful ability! Withered Bridge. As she works, the symbols slowly materialize. Hyde, look! Each symbol alone means nothing, but if we... Meow. Come here. Raven begins filling in the gaps with characters from the tablet. Left and right, the symbols align, forming a complete passage in Raya. So if we decipher this text, we'll know what to do next. That's a very convenient miracle. How were they supposed to know that they need the text on the tablet from the outside the trial to decipher a puzzle inside the trial? Seems that way. Hyde and Lapis follow suit, completing the symbols in the sand. Sometime later. Professor, what does it say? This passage records the contents of the tablet. The scroll of life, the living have departed, the dead seek their path. Only through this hymn shall Duat be crossed. What does that mean? This book is called the Scroll of Life. It details the rules of crossing into the underworld. If one seeks to enter the beyond, a world free from pain and suffering, one must pass through Duat, face its trials, and only then earn their freedom. Oh. Trials. Roughly speaking, that's what it means. The text describes crossing an endless desert, defeating the monsters that stole the sun bolt. It also speaks of passing through the Hall of the Dead, undergoing judgment, and trial to prove oneself pure and blameless. That is everything I experienced before reaching this door. Aside from the contents of the Scroll of Life, there is another unique phrase here. The withering trial born from death, ending in life. The bridge unlocks the gate, unity of form and shadow. The desert and halls you passed through are what the Scroll of Life calls Duat. A bridge leading directly to the beyond. But why does it say the withering trail begins in death and ends in life? Perhaps it hints at the different spaces within the withering miracle? If we consider our reality as the realm of the living, the world of life, then the world on the other side of the bridge, the beyond, is the world of death. Entering the beyond marks the beginning of the trial. Once the trial is over, they return to the realm of the living. This book alone shall guide those who follow. There's only one way to enter the trail, and it's through this tablet. Raven, I fear Mr. Drew may be in grave danger. Another thought races through Lapi's mind. After the professor and Raven enter the chamber, there's only one tablet. Yet everything in the text indicates there's only one bridge leading to the other side. What exactly is the tablet that took Drew? And where is Drew now? What do you mean? Because, Lapis suddenly falls silent, as if someone has flipped a switch, shutting her off like a doll. Is her replicate broken? Though her consciousness can flow between her bodies, she's still just one person. She can't process two environments at once. For her to withdraw her awareness so abruptly, it means something has gone wrong where she is. Whatever happened to Drew? Confrontation. Ollie, following Drew's footsteps into the Withering Miracle, is just as bewildered by what lay before him. Learning that Drew and Lapis entered the Withering Miracle, a deep unease takes root in Ollie's heart. With the help of his old friend Badron, he follows Drew's trail and slips inside. There is no sign of anyone. After searching the area, Ollie finally finds the chamber that houses the tablet. No one is here either. There is nothing but a pair of massive floating stone tablets and a brooch laying on the ground. It's Drew's brooch. Damn it, I'm too late. Ollie looks at one of the tablets and grabs it without hesitation. The tablet's patterns glow once more, pulling Ollie inside. What is this place? Before he can make sense of his surroundings, a monster's roar shatters the silence. Crap. So we are getting Ollie's POV now.
Taste my fiery revenge.
Just like Lapis, Ollie fights his way through the world shaped by the tablet, slashing his way forward. One trail after another, he finally reaches the end of the bridge, the road that has been completely sealed. Expecting to find Drew waiting for him beyond the final trail, instead he sees only the silhouette of a woman. She stands motionless before the blocked path, lost in thought or perhaps in a trance. No movement, no sound. The woman from the Shadow Decree. After countless battles, exhaustion weighs heavily on Ollie's body. Nonetheless, driven by vengeance, he charges forward. Who? Lapis dodges the strike from behind. You're the heir of House Ramses. What are you doing here? I could ask the same of you. Where are we? It must be quite important to you that it warrants the regional director of the Shadow Decree to come here herself. Looks like we don't need introductions. How does this saying go? Your enemies know you better than your friends ever will? I'm not your enemy. Mr. Drew and I made an agreement to investigate the mutations within the Withering Miracle together. Whether you believe me or not, I'm not going to jeopardize the alliance between the Esper Union and the Shadows by fighting you. That's just your side of the story? Thunder, that bastard also used cooperation as an excuse right before orchestrating my parents' assassination and stealing our research. It's true, Thunder is not an upright man. I know you despise everything about the Shadows. I don't expect you to buy my story. But right now, Drew's life is at risk. The more time we waste, the more danger we put him in. Does that not concern you? What? When you entered the chamber, how many tablets did you see? 1. What do you mean 1? Just 5 seconds ago you said there were 2. When Drew and I entered, there were 2 floating in the air. We assumed the number of tablets matched the number of people, so we each chose 1 and stepped into the trial. But just now I got in touch with Raven from the Esper Union. She helped me decipher the text on the tablet. The inscriptions clearly state that the path we just walked, the bridge, is the only passage through the trial. In other words, the trial does not separate its challengers. What's more, Raven entered the chamber with Professor Hyde, yet when they arrived there was only 1 tablet. Which means the tablet Drew touched is not what it seems. When did you make the contact with them? The timeline seems a little convoluted, because it kinda looked like she made contact before Ollie attacked her, while when she was talking to Raven, it sounded more as if she made contact after she already talked to Ollie. Where is Drew? Hearing this, Ollie hesitates. You're telling the truth? Every word. I've heard that you have a very strict code you follow in the Shadow Decree. Especially with the power of rules at your command. Anyone who breaks an oath before you faces divine punishment. Are you asking me to swear on my divine power? That's the only way I will believe you. Fine. Extending her hand, Ollie hesitates for a moment before cautiously placing his own hand on her arm. A pulse of divine power surges between them, threads of light coil like chains entwining their arms. I swear on my life, every word I just spoke to Mr. Ollie is true, without the slightest deception. Furthermore, during the collaboration between the Shadows and Esper Union, I will take no action to harm Mr. Ollie or Mr. Drew. I will also do everything within my power to find Mr. Drew. The glowing chains settle, the contract sealing itself into their skin like a lingering imprint. Very well, from this point on I won't cause you any trouble inside the Withering Miracle. Then give me a moment, I need to reconnect with Raven. I need to relay my findings to those outside. Suit yourself. Her replicates still for a long time. Now begins to stir. Lapis, are you alright? I'm fine, Professor. I just encountered Mr. Ollie, the heir of Hams Ramses. Yeah, exactly. Something is wrong here. Like, when they first entered the chamber, she said that she was just discussing something with Mr. Ollie. Now she says, I just encountered Mr. Ollie. Like, Did you encounter him twice? I've explained the situation to him. Ollie, he went in as well? Didn't Raven was surprised 5 seconds ago also that Ollie was there? Like I say, someone wasn't paying attention when writing this story, because either that's a mistake or it's supposed to be on purpose twice. It seems he followed out of concern for Mr. Drew. Kitty! Meow! Calm down. Lapis recounts her deductions to both Raven and Hyde. Actually, Hyde and I came here for the same reason. We were worried about Drew. Shortly after we lost contact with you, a massive Bennu heron appeared outside the Withering Miracle, and it's been slaughtering everything in sight ever since. That's right, the authorities in Debia were unable to handle this sudden disaster and contacted both the Esper Union and the Shadows for aid. We rushed to the vicinity of the miracle as soon as we could. But then we discovered that this creature can't be killed. It can't be killed? It seems that none of these are its true body. They're like replicates. No matter how many are destroyed, new ones keep emerging from the fractures. Its attack patterns are highly varied, and among them we found sword techniques that are strikingly similar to Drew's. So you're saying this monster's appearance is connected to Mr. Drew's disappearance? There are two possibilities. The first is that Drew himself has transformed into the monster. The second is that the monster has either devoured Drew or his power. That's what we suspect as well. I just sent someone to investigate the fighting style used by the missing members of the investigation team. While you were speaking with Mr. Ollie, the results came in. As expected, some of the monster's attacks resemble Drew's techniques, which is why Raven and I are leaning toward the second possibility. The real question now is, where exactly was Drew transported to? Is he still inside the Withering Miracle, or has he been sent into an inner dimension? Search for Drew. We are not capped because I farmed points beforehand, so we wouldn't be capped again. The real question now is, where exactly was Drew transported to? Is he still inside the Withering Miracle, or has he been sent into an inner dimension? We should split up and search in two teams. According to the inscriptions in Raya, Mr. Ollie and I will soon be entering the Beyond. We can search for Mr. Drew's whereabouts while facing the trials, and look for any clues related to the monster as well. Understood. Does the Bennu Heron have any distinct features? Why not have Lapis send a replicate to take a look? I can't leave this chamber. It seems the connection between the space inside the tablet and reality is extremely fragile. I can feel that if I go too far, the link between both sides will snap. I have some information from Debia, including photos. Hyde takes out the documents, flips to the image of Bennu Heron, and shows it to Lapis. With just a glance, Lapis commits its appearance to memory. Razor-sharp wings like blades, a body as solid as stone, and a massive beak. Indeed, only the miracles could give birth to such a creature. Understood. I will keep an eye out for any clues related to the Bennu Heron. Thank you. Hyde and I will keep searching for Drew inside the miracle. Are there any places we haven't explored yet? 6 months ago, after Eidolon awakened, members of the HSR Union accidentally stumbled upon a separate dimension containing energy deposits. Since the pneuma found within it was fake, they called it liminal space. But this time, we haven't found any trace of that dimension. If the true form of the Benucheron, or Drew himself, is still somewhere, it could be there. Why didn't you mention this earlier? Naturally, I needed to confirm Lapis and Drew's situation first, before sharing everything I knew. That's very careful of you. Then it's decided. We'll split up and search both the outer and inner spaces. If anyone finds anything, we report immediately. Fine. Lapis severed the connection with Raven, returning her consciousness to the tablet. How did it go? It's not looking good. Not long after you entered the miracle, or more precisely after Mr. Drew entered the tablet, a massive Benucheron appeared outside. Both the HSR Union and the Shadows mobilized, but no matter how many times they slaughtered it, it kept resurrecting from the fractures, continuing its rampage. Could it be that this monster is connected to Drew? In battle, it used Mr. Drew's sword techniques, as well as the fighting styles of other missing Shadows members. Raven and the Professor believe that the monsters devoured the power of those who vanished. As for where they are and whether they survived, we agreed to split up and search separately. Since we can't leave through the tablet, our only choice is to keep moving forward and go deeper in search of clues. Lapis points to the blocked path ahead. It looks like a dead end. There is no way through. Maybe we need to recite the inscription. The inscription? Lapis places a hand on the stone wall and softly chants the words Raven and Hyde had translated. The withering trail born from death, ending in life. The bridge unlocks the gate, unity of form and shadow. It works even when you translate it. I thought she will have to say it in Raya. As the chant ends, the stone wall in front of them begins to twist and shift, morphing into a massive stone gate. What is that? A gateway to the beyond. The beyond? You mean the world of the dead? There is an ancient legend among the desert people. When humans die, they step into the underworld, face their trials, and eventually reach their final destination, the sanctuary of souls, the eternal paradise of bliss. That's right, beyond this gate lies the true trial of this miracle. Lapis pushes open the massive doors and steps inside. Blinding light instantly envelops her, forcing her to shut her eyes. Then she hears the heavy thud of the stone door slamming shut behind her, sealing everything outside, including her distant mortal body. The Beyond. I before thought that Drew was the one who actually was having the trial, but it looks like he was the one who entered the wrong space. Dad, is life always this hard? Yes, because we're nothing but tiny specks. Then, what about after we die? After death, we'll enter a land with no pain, no disaster, a land without a single grain of sand, filled only with happiness. A place with no sand, what kind of place would that be? The harsh light gradually fades and Lapis and Ollie slowly open their eyes. Warm, gentle sunlight filters through the clouds while a humid breeze kisses the crystal clear water flowing around them. It smells so nice. Ollie looks into the distance and sees clusters of white flowers blooming by the water's edge. A world without a single grain of sun. What? When I was little, someone told me that good people after they die go to the paradise of bliss, the beyond. A place without a single grain of sand, without suffering of any kind. We are inside one of the miracle's trials right now. But this place, just like the legends say, the people passing by us, they're all dead, aren't they? So does that mean this is truly the beyond? Honestly, I don't know. If both were crafted by the hands of the gods, woven with the same rules, then what difference is there between real and false? Lapis? A familiar voice comes from behind. Lapis turns around and freezes as if struck by lightning. Not far away a man stands, his furrowed brows filled with confusion, his eyes brimming with tears that seem ready to spill at any moment. Is that your family? It's my father. Your father? But he looks young. Even though they had been at each other's throats not long ago, Ollie feels a pang of regret for his thoughtless remark. Fortunately, Lapis takes over the conversation herself. Her gaze remains fixed on her father in the distance, and for the first time her usually cold and rigid voice carries a hint of sorrow. Because when he died, I was only 12. Back then, I had just learned to use my divine power. I helped my father establish a trade route between a few small towns. Our family's finances finally improved, and we no longer had to struggle just to survive. But in Greywater, suffering was never in short supply, and hope was the one thing it could never tolerate. My parents were just ordinary people, barely surviving on the edge of poverty, small and fragile, like dust rolling through the streets of Greywater. The wrinkles on their foreheads were like valleys in the mountains, the lines at the corners of their eyes like the cracked earth of a barren wasteland. Even so, I believed that one day my divine power could bring my family happiness. Until the year I turned 12. That night, when she was 12, is the one memory Lapis wishes she could erase forever. A gang, jealous of her father's newfound success, tried to kidnap the young Lapis while her parents were away. "Let go of me! Let go!" "This brat is too noisy. Do something to shut her up." "I don't have a free hand. Even if she's small, she's still an Esper. She has got the strength of a down Miramon." "Hey kid, stop screaming or I swear I will shut you up myself." "Help, someone!" Boom. Help! Ooh. Blow after blow lands on Lapis' stomach. Her insides twist, her body convulsing in pain and nausea, choking the screams in her throat. "Not the face! She won't sell for a good price if it's bruised." "Let my daughter go!" Dad! Lapis thrashes desperately, clawing at anything she can reach. By chance, she tears the mask off one of the kidnappers' faces. "Oh my god! It's you! You're useless!" Realizing his cover is blown, the man grabs a knife and charges straight at Lapis' father. Oof! Warm blood splatters across Lapis' face. It's her father's. She sees him reach out, desperately gripping the kidnapper's clothes, but his body collapses uncontrollably to the ground. She screams in terror, but he can no longer hear her. His head slowly droops downwards. They kick away his lifeless hand, leaving behind 2 clear drag marks streaked with crimson blood. Lapis' mind buzzes, the world blurs, and then she loses consciousness. "Did you escape?" "No. But I found Professor Hyde. He saved me." "I see." "By the time he brought me back to Greywater, my father had already been buried." There was no miracle, no heroic tale. My father was just an ordinary man trying to survive. Lapi's voice remains calm and even, but Ollie notices her clenched fists trembling ever so slightly. Despite their differences, Ollie can find the right words to say. Because if anyone understands the pain of losing family to tragedy, it's him. My condolences. Thank you, I told you this so you would understand why I long to see my family again. Lapis turns away from Ollie and runs towards her father. I wonder if Ollie will meet his reunion. La la la. Her footsteps quicken. Ollie watches as she spreads her arms and throws herself into her father's embrace. Could my parents be here too? No. I should focus on Drew and the monster outside first. For now, I should look around and hope that Drew isn't here. Carrying equal parts worry and hope, Ollie wanders through the breathtaking landscape, searching. Eventually, in the center of a vast bed of flowers, he spots a familiar figure. That! Ollie's father, Latif, the former head of House Ramses, sits amongst the flowers sipping tea. Hearing his name, Latif turns in surprise. You are... Ollie! What are you doing here? What happened? This is the land of the dead. Don't tell me you... No, I'm fine. I'm still alive. Then how? It's a long story. Drew disappeared inside the Withering Miracle. I came here to find him. I see. Then you can rest easy. Drew isn't here. He's still alive. Huh? But this place is massive. How do you know he's not here? The moment someone you knew in life dies and enters the beyond, you know they have arrived. I can't explain it, but that's how I reunite with your mother. Ah, she is so beautiful. In comparison, his father is so ugly. At least, I don't know what they did to his face, but he looks as if they painted him wrong. Ollie, you have grown so much. Mom! How have you been? Are you happy? Mommy misses you dearly. I'm always thinking about you. Tears blur everything before him, leaving only that gentle voice flowing into his ears. Unable to hold back any longer, tears well up in his eyes. He rushes towards the hazy figure, desperate as a lost traveler in the desert who has finally found the only oasis. A warm embrace. Not the fleeting illusion that fades at midnight, nor the cold, lifeless body lying in a coffin. It is his father's strong embrace and his mother's gentle hands. 5 years ago. Ollie's mother lost her life in the artificial guardian project of Ramses. The memory is vivid in his mind, his mother a dedicated researcher who tirelessly dreams of creating guardians as powerful as the miracle organisms. But before the mechanical construct could ever protect Debia, it destroyed her laboratory, taking her life with it. Young master, Mr. Ramses, the night wind is strong, we should head back. Mistress Ramses wouldn't want to see you like this. Dad, why won't you let me send Mother off on her final journey? Son, that sin is too cruel for you to bear. Less than a year later, Ollie finds himself standing in the same cemetery, in the same place. Only this time another name is carved into the tombstone, his father's. Young master, the night wind is strong. We should head back. He's so young, despite being an adult here. He looks very, very young. Laura looks so much older than him. Oh, look at Laura's hand. This is buff lady. This is buff lady, like truly buff. Your father wouldn't want to see you neglecting your health like this. Dad, Mom, I'm all alone now. I'm still here, Master Ollie. Drew, why wouldn't you let me attend the funeral? Laura and I were worried the shadows would strike again. Their next target could have been you. So what? I'm not afraid. I didn't even get to see my father one last time. Master Ollie. Without turning, Ollie hears the tremor in Drew's voice, the way it catches in his throat. That scene, it was truly cruel, even I... Dad, Mom! The long overdue reunion feels like a true farewell. 2 deaths without a final goodbye, 2 partings he couldn't witness. Now at last, they are catching up to him with the force of a desperate, anguished cry. I've missed you so much. Ollie's tears broke free like a collapsed dam. This is a moment he couldn't imagine, an impossible reunion, a regret carried for 5 years without relief. It drowns out his resolve to endure the trials ahead, sweeping away the lonely determination that keeps him moving forward, and crushing the grand, empty ideal of saving the Ramses name. Don't cry, child, we are finally together again. Ollie, we don't have to struggle anymore. No more racing against time, no more disasters to fight. Yes, this is the life I've longed for. Ollie looks into the distance. At the far end of the flower garden, Lappy sits beside her father, laughing like a child. Sensing Ollie's gaze, she smiles faintly before turning her head away as if nothing has happened. What are you looking at? Nothing. Ollie lets out a breath of relief. Even though he knows he will have to leave eventually, he still wants to stay a little longer. Luckily, Lapis feels the same way. Excuses. Without a word, the two share an unspoken understanding, each cherishing their time with their loved ones. Only after recounting the years of separation do they part from their families and reunite once more at the gateway of the beyond. I was a bit tired just now, took a nap, and now my eyes are a little swollen. What a coincidence, same here. They can't even admit that they were crying. Too bad we can't stay here forever. We still have unfinished business. The others are dealing with that endlessly resurrecting Banu Heron, and we don't even know if Drew is alive or not. Drew is alive. The dead can sense those they are tied to. If someone they care about dies and enters the beyond, they can feel it and find each other. My father told me he can't feel Drew's presence. I see. That means we can be certain the tablet Drew touched was a fake. And he must have been transported to a hidden space within the Withering Miracle. He's still in the world of the living. Yeah, and that also proves Raven's hypothesis was right. The Banu Heron outside is slaughtering everything, absorbing the power of the Espers within the Miracle. But that still doesn't explain why it keeps resurrecting or why it has no physical form. What if its real body is hidden here? A land of the dead where there is no true death. Doesn't that sound exactly like the Banu Heron's condition? It's very possible. We should go back and confirm this with Raven first. I'm afraid that's not an option. I asked my father, each person can only enter the beyond once. The moment we step through that door, we may never be able to return. Not even after death. We might never set foot here again. What? So they just sacrificed their time with their family forever? That's harsh. Then, is this our last chance to see them? The joy of reunion instantly turns into a crushing despair. Will this brief meeting cost them the eternity they can share together after death? Perhaps this is the trial that the miracle has given us. Lapis and Ollie fall silent. The air grows heavy, frozen in time. After a long while, Ollie finally sighs and forces himself to speak. Either way, we need to find clues about the Banu Heron first. If we must leave, then we need to at least confirm its physical form or prove that it isn't here. But this place stretches endlessly, who knows how long that will take. That's nothing to worry about. Time flows much slower here than it does outside. Really. Lapis gathers the divine power at her fingertips and brushes them against the sky. Where her fingers pass, faint, nearly imperceptible web-like cracks flicker into view. Judging by the way this world is woven together, yes. That's an incredible ability. Though we can't use time-keeping tools here, the cycle of day and night exists just like in reality. When the sun rises over the flowers each day, we'll meet here to search for clues about the Banu Heron. And when night falls, we'll part ways and return to our families. So are you interested? I agree. I want to spend more time with them too. Nightfall. After a full day of searching, they find nothing. As agreed, when night arrives, Lapis returns to the home where her father now resides in the beyond. It's far better than their old place in Greywater. I'm back. You're back already? It's already dark. People here still have a habit of resting at night, but if you have something urgent, you don't need to sleep. I know, our bodily functions are in a near stationary state. You're talking way over my head. I barely understand a word of that. All I know is, no matter what I do here, I never feel tired. Yes, I noticed. It's an unspoken lie between her and Ollie. As if so long as they don't acknowledge it, the other will still be someone who wakes at sunrise and rests at sunset. This small lie is their way of stealing a bit of time, struggling to carve out happiness from their guilt. So-called eternity. There is an old legend in Debia. Long ago, lost and ignorant humans wandered the desert on the verge of death when they stumbled upon an oasis. As they drank from its waters, they saw their reflections and, for the first time, discovered themselves. From that moment on, they gained wisdom, received names, and built their homeland. But what if they had failed to recognize themselves in their reflections? Searching far and wide, Lapis and Ollie still can't find the Banu Heron. Another day with nothing to show for it. Searching aimlessly like this feels like trying to find a needle in an ocean. There is no network here, no newspapers, not even books or written words. Aside from word of mouth, we have no way of gathering information. I'm going to lose my mind. Same. I wanted to ask my father to gather people and see if anyone knew of anything unusual in this world. But I forgot these people haven't had to be vigilant for a long time. Without threats, their sense of perception becomes a burden, something they cast aside completely. They don't even see the endless flowers or the streams of flowing all around them. Ollie notices that Lapis is talking more than usual. Perhaps it's because in this world filled with happiness and peace, only the two of them are still alive. You came out early today, the sun hasn't even risen over the flowers yet. You did too, didn't you? Yeah, there's something I can't figure out. Ollie thinks back to his conversation with Latif that morning. Good morning, Dad. Ollie, the tea is ready, come have some. Ollie lowers his gaze to the cup before him. His father still keeps the same habits from when he was alive. Perhaps it's just the dim morning light, but it's as if he can see Drew's reflection in the clear tea. Drew always used to make tea for us. Yes, his tea was the best. Dad, aren't you worried about Drew? Whether I worry or not doesn't really matter. Sooner or later he will come here and reunite with us. Ollie understands what his father means. If Drew is still alive, there's nothing his father, a departed soul, can do to change that. And if Drew dies, he'll just come here, so what's there to fear? Yet Ollie can't help feeling as if a stone has lodged itself in his chest, making it hard to breathe. This just doesn't sound like something his father would say. I wonder how Drew is doing. Maybe we should pick up the pace in our search. What about you? Why are you up so early? I have some things I can't figure out either. The Beyond is the resting place of pure souls, a rare word for those who lived virtuously the paradise of bliss. That's what we were always told ever since we were kids. And it's true, my dad is no longer a grain of sand, swept up by the wind or kicked aside by passers-by. There's no danger here. Aside from the two of us, nothing unexpected ever happens. Isn't that a good thing? It should be. This place is exactly what I sought when I joined the Shadow Decree. Forgive me, but I can't imagine what kind of goal could come from joining that group. I mean, I thought you joined to repay a debt. That wasn't my reason. Professor Hyde once said that the emergence of the miracle and espers completely disrupted the existing social order. The Union calls the espers the Dawn, yet they stubbornly cling to the old order, refusing to see a new future, so the turmoil only continues to escalate. He wanted to create a new order, one that would restore the world to its original stable harmony. Of course, I owed him my life, but the reason I followed Professor Hyde was because I wanted to help realize the vision. I see. Ollie doesn't comment. All he has ever seen from the shadows is conquest and plunder. By your logic, the Beyond is exactly the new order you dreamed of. Yes, and even more aligned with my expectations than what Professor Hyde promised. That's why I feel lost and uneasy. Do I really still need to leave? Should I keep chasing my dreams, ones that seem so out of reach? I've always known the shadows are far from benevolent. Do I really need to return and endure all their schemes and power struggles? There are nights I stare into the starry sky, drowning in confusion. What if I just stayed here, sitting by the flowers every day, living peacefully with my family forever? Laffy's figure overlaps with Latif's. Ollie realizes with a jolt. Laffy's words describe his father's daily routine exactly. Suddenly he understands the suffocating feeling that's waiting on him. The Latif of this paradise of bliss is nothing like the Latif who once stood at the front lines of disaster, tirelessly protecting Debia as the head of the House Ramses. He's still himself, yet somehow he isn't. Latif resembles every other soul in this world, including the confused Lapis, but he no longer resembles the man he had been in life. Deep sleep. Ollie falls silent. Perhaps the discordant notes in this world have been obvious all along, but he doesn't want to acknowledge them, instead ignoring his own instincts. What is it? Lapis, I have a question for you. That's the first time you have called me by name. What do you want to ask? The people who exist in the beyond, are they really the same people we once knew? Is this a philosophical question? I want your perspective based on your divine power. They all have the same body, same functions, same memories, same web of relationships, and same bonds. From a structural perspective, they are identical. Oh. You seem disappointed. Why do you wish Latif were an illusion? Maybe. Even though his appearance, personality, and memories remain unchanged, my father's will has completely vanished. He no longer cares about Debia, he no longer cares about the House Ramses, he no longer cares about the disaster wrought by the miracles. He even told me that I don't need to suffer for the sake of restoring the House Ramses. Because in the end, we will all reunite here. When death is no longer a threat looming over humanity, people lose their reason to resist. Coincidentally, this behavior reminds me of Tribios from Honkai Star Rail. No matter how many of them dies, no matter how many Tribios dies, they always say we'll reunite at the end of the road. When the western wind ends. And it sounds exactly like what Latif said, that in the end nothing matters, we'll reunite in death anyway. Which is kind of sad. Because it kind of puts your struggle in life in perspective as something unimportant and stupid. But at the same time, Tribius didn't ever try to say that your struggles in life didn't matter, like Latif did. Tribius always just had a positive outlook, that no matter if they survive or not, they will all reunite in the end. That after all their struggles or their hard work, after everything, they will see each other again. It was completely different sentiment than Latif's. Latif's is complete abandonment, while Tribius was more like our suffering has meaning kind of thing. I can understand Latif's perspective. Then what do all my years of effort mean? You mean your vendetta against the shadows? Do you remember that you too are a member of the Shadow Decree? I never harmed Latif, nor was I involved in the feud with your family. You might resent me, but you wouldn't seek revenge against me. You, like Latif, are someone who distinguishes between love and hate, who doesn't misplace their anger. Because that was what my father always taught me. For years I've worked to fulfill my father's legacy, to rebuild the House Ramses and to protect Debia from disaster. Yet now he tells me there is no need to suffer for these things. It feels so unfamiliar, and it leaves me lost. I would rather believe that the man before me is just a fabricated illusion, a mere trial, rather than my real father. You cannot accept that your father has lost his noble spirit and his sense of duty. Oli regrets not being able to control his urge to speak, and Lapi's words sting him. You don't have to feel guilty about your confusion. It's perfectly normal to prefer the Latif who was burned so bright. It's complicated. You wouldn't understand. You're different from me. My father may not have had grand dreams like Latif, but he possessed a quality that I deeply admired. A determination to defy fate, and a courage to resist. Dad, is life always this hard? Yes, because we're nothing but tiny specks. Then, what about after we die? After death we'll enter a land with no pain, no disaster. A land without a single grain of sand, filled only with happiness. Then, I don't want to be alive anymore. You shouldn't think that way, Lapis. You can't lose the courage to resist. But I feel like we are just so unlucky. You risk your life delivering goods, yet the transport truck was crushed by a Miramon, and all the cargo was ruined. Then, when we finally managed to secure a safe trade route, we got robbed and all the money was taken. It's okay, you can always start over. As long as I am here, I will do everything I can to protect you and Mom. I will do my best to give you a better life. I don't understand. Why is it always us who suffer? It's not just us. Others go through hardship too. Lapis, no matter how bad things get, you must never surrender to fate. No matter the obstacles, as long as we are alive, we must overcome them, resist them, and fight back. Only then can we live without regrets. In my eyes, he was just as brilliant as Latif back then. Back then? Yes, my father is no longer the man he once was. I've been thinking these past few days, maybe what we truly admire and remember isn't the person themselves, but their self, their essence. Have you heard the legend of how Debia was built? You mean the tale of the desert oasis? The first desert dwellers faced harsh weather. On the brink of death, they discovered an oasis and built the first settlement there. The story has a line, as they drank from its waters, they saw their reflections and for the first time discovered themselves. From that moment on, they gained wisdom, received names, and built their homeland. Perhaps it is only when faced with the threat of death and the limits of mortality that humanity can find boundless courage and indomitable will. That also kinda aligns with the Honkai Star Rail story right now. I mean that part about when the news cycle started and the death stopped working as it was supposed to, and there was the era Chrysia where nobody was dying, to the point that people started craving death because they wanted their lives to have meaning, and without death, life was pointless. Because with no threats, no struggles, no issues, their life was like the life of those people in this afterlife in Dislyte. They never had to worry about anything. I mean, I personally disagree that life without any struggles is pointless, but I understand the idea that death must exist, so life would feel more meaningless. But I disagree with the idea that struggle needs to exist, or that we have to struggle and suffer in order for our lives to have meaning. Because we can find determination in other things. We don't have to be determined about only the negative things in life. We can also find determination and passions in positive things and find our fulfillment there. So even without struggles, without the threats of death, we could find meaning, but for how long can you truly do that? This is like the question when you have a person who lives for thousands of years. At some point, if that person can't find determination and passion to keep going, they will want to die. They will want to end their life. They will get bored and tired of living for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, because how long can you keep going? At some point, living so long becomes a struggle in and of itself. Now, I have no doubt that there would be people who would be able to live for 10,000 of years and find new passion every week. I can imagine some person with ADHD every week finding new passion and living like that for 10,000 years and completely not having any issues whatsoever. And keep going and life just changing around them. But that would be like more like exceptions to the rule rather than the rule. It is that sense of self that sets them apart from other beings, making them truly unique. Seeing their reflection, they discovered themselves. But now that very self seems to have faded into eternal slumber with death. Oli and Lapis climb a high ridge. As they look down at the sea of flowers and crystal-clear streams, Oli ponders over Lapis' words. The people below look like dolls carved with permanent smiles, no furrowed brows, no lips that could ever curve downward. Oli gazes at them, watching his father and mother sitting quietly by the flowers, completely motionless. Suddenly he discovers something horrifying. Lapis, look! Look at the shape of the flowers! Perched high above, they finally see the enormous flower garden densely packed with white blossoms bears an uncanny resemblance to the shape of the Benu Heron! What the fuck? This is not an island, it was a turtle kind of thing. You suddenly discovered that the place you were living on was actually alive. Life and death. At first glance, as desert dwellers, Oli and Lapis merely thought the sea of flowers was just an extravagant sight. After all, such delicate plants could never flourish in Debia's harsh conditions. But now, seeing its full outline from above, the outstretched wings and the sharp curved beak, a chill runs down their spines. Lapis and Oli race back to the flower garden as fast as they can. Oli, what are you doing? Lapis, why are you destroying the flowers? Oli digs furiously into the soil beneath the blossoms, refusing to stop until a massive ice-cold skeleton emerges before them. The roots and vines cling tightly to the bones, as if they have absorbed its very essence. This is disgusting. Let me take a look. Lapis places her hand on the cold remains, using her divine power to probe the corpse buried deep beneath the earth. I can see the entire shape of the skeleton now. It's definitely the Benu Heron. I can sense its faint consciousness lingering just beyond the gateway to the beyond. No wonder the Union and the people of the Shadows couldn't kill it. This is the monster's true body. We have to destroy it here. Ollie gathers all his strength in his hands and hurls an attack at the Benu Heron's remains. Half of the flowers are instantly torn apart, while the other half crumble into scattered petals under the shockwave of his divine power. Thin cracks appear on the bones. It's working! Wait, Ollie, stop! The bones are healing! In less than a second, the cracks are mended, the flowers in the garden restored to their original state. Ollie, this is the beyond. It is the paradise of bliss, where there is no pain nor death. Your attacks will have no effect, no matter how much damage you inflict. Life here will always return to its original state. Even if you crush these bones into dust, they will simply reform. How could this be? Ollie turns to Lapis. Lapis immediately reaches out and uses her divine power to probe the bones. With a sigh of regret, she shakes her head. Mr. Latif was right. It's completely restored. If we attack fast enough, could we destroy it before it heals? It's worth a try. Since divine power can't be depleted in the beyond, Ollie and Lapis no longer need to hold back. The two of them launch an all-out bombardment on the Benu Heron's skeleton, trying to obliterate it. However, just as Latif said, no matter how much they pulverize it, the moment they stop attacking, the bones instantly regenerate. This is pointless. Let's stop wasting our strength. Agreed. Besides, this looks really bad. Without realizing, a crowd gathers around them. Their fathers standing nearby furrow their brows in disapproval. We need to think of another way. Can you still contact Raven and Hyde? Maybe they have a solution. Ever since we entered the beyond, my consciousness has been unable to reach my body outside. I can't communicate with them. Then we'll have to figure this out on our own. I have an idea. It's invincible because the beyond doesn't contain death. But what if we create death for it? Change the rules of the beyond? That's absurd. No, we won't change the rules. We'll take its bones outside, the world where death exists. Where there's life, there's also death. But if we do that, its consciousness will exist in the same world as its body. It might become even stronger. Right now it may not be as strong, but it's undefeatable. Even if the Union, the Shadows, and every expert took turns fighting it, and even if Debia built walls as high as Utgard, one day it would still outlast everyone's strength and break into our homeland. If we do this, at least we'll have a chance to win. That was a nice plan. Homecoming. For 2 days and nights, Ollie and Lapis dedicate themselves to digging up Benu Heron's bones. Finally, at sunrise on the third day, they finish up gathering its remains. Just a little more, we're almost done. It's time to say goodbye. Perhaps forever. Lapis falls silent for a moment. Are you alright? Having someone from the shadows worry about me feels kind of strange. Obviously I'm not okay, but we have to go back. Ollie, the beyond isn't a place you can enter at will. A soul only has one chance to step into this realm. If you leave now, what if we never meet again? Do you really want us to be separated by life and death once more, never to reunite? The people outside are still fighting with their lives against this monster. We are their only hope. In the end, we all meet at the final destination. The pain of death lasts only a moment. After that, there is eternal happiness. Mom, that's exactly why I have to leave. They are still alive. They live in a world filled with disaster. They suffer, they struggle, and they feel pain. No matter how much peace and joy death may bring them, I cannot turn a blind eye to their suffering. And besides, even if the end is the same for everyone, I want them to reach it with joy in their heart. Dad, Mom, Drew. Drew still needs me. He's waiting for me. Lapis, you'll be leaving too, won't you? Tell your mother I send my love. I'll be here waiting for her. Dad, thank you. If she says that to her mother, I am afraid her mother will commit suicide. Lapis spreads her arms and embraces her father tightly, just like when they first reunited. You don't have to worry. Even if we can't meet again, nothing will change. Besides, we have never truly been apart. Lapis places a hand over her beating heart. Your will has never left us. It will keep being passed down, carried forward by each new generation fueled by the trials they endure. The flame may be faint, but it will never be extinguished. Don't you want a stable and perfect order? I do, but not here. I prefer the world of the living. It's precisely because I'm surrounded by hardship that I can chase my dreams without fear. If I escaped into the sanctuary of death, I would lose my very self. That's right, it's because we fear death that we strive even harder to live. Ollie thinks back to the 2 funerals he never witnessed. People said that at the funeral no one could hold back their tears for his parents, because in those difficult years their parents had been a light to follow. Many researchers refused to collaborate with the Shadows. Their defiance was fueled by his mother's fearless dedication to pushing the boundaries of science. When he returned to Debia, many of his father's men rallied to his side, drawn by the memory of his father's courage and kindness. Mom, Dad, I love you. This is goodbye. Ollie turns away, no longer looking at his parents. This world has twisted everyone's will, erasing the unique selves shaped by their own lives. These are no longer the parents he once knew. Good luck, my child. Lapis looks towards Latif in the beyond. For a fleeting moment, it's as if she sees a spark in his eyes. But in the next instant, it's gone, fading into calm indifference. Let's go. Lapis and Ollie wrap their divine power around the true body of the Bennu Heron and drag it toward the gate. Whether this place is real or an illusion no longer matters. What matters is that they are not meant to stay here. Their journey is not over. They have yet to reach the end. The withering trial born from death, ending in life. The bridge unlocks the gate. Unity of form and shadow. Open, it's time to go back. The gate swings open. Lapis and Ollie step through. Before them, brilliant light engulfs them. Behind them, the door closes with a heavy rumble. That's it. That's everything. I am starved. I am starved. I am starved. Oh, speaking of which, Pattern didn't appear even once. Oh, Fumitsuki, I need her. Actually. But I don't have those. I wasted every single one of them on Sakura. I need Fumitsuki to be able to check their story.
You've got so
From the Atlas. To do the backtrack. I need her for the exposed backtrack. I didn't know she will be on the banner.
many.
Do I have enough crystals though to earn 100? I don't think so. It's like 5 days left. Jesus. So annoying. Yeah, I only have 59. I wasted all of my wish stones.
I am so bored. I guess I'll invent something.
That wasn't expected. I don't have Haley yet. I guess that's 20 points. I just got 20 wish stones. Now I only have to get 4 more 5 stars to get 100. So annoying. And impossible to do. Hmm. Yeah, you don't get you don't get any points for divinates. Annoying. Hmm. Hmm.
Wait! All these buns here are mine!
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, 21. I just got one character. I would have to get 4 5 stars or a lot of characters. But because those are divinates still, you get less chances for the points. It was actually very lucky that in one pull I got a 5 star that I didn't get before and got 20 points for that. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, I didn't know she will be here.
You're listening to Dislyte Experts Radio.
Game also tries to force me to pay. I am poor. I don't have money. Money doesn't exist. Also, I'm so close to getting Meta Drew. I got 4. I need 4 more. Jesus Christ, save me. Save me. Save me from this suffering. Ah. What I should do next? I didn't actually think through this decision. There are some quests I need to finish, even though I didn't plan to do that. Today at least. I was doing simulated universe first time since forever yesterday, so that's why I'm here. But what I want to do is those quests here, because I am not caught up on them.
Do you need me to formulate the next plan?
This is some whatever lineup. Go with Mighty. Ah, citizens, we have seen it too. It was this outlander. That my beloved bossman would exhibit such major mood swings, refusing to receive guests for days on end. It is the trickery of this outlander. Hey, why? Why me? Slander! Ah, this was not about me, it was about this guy. I only petted it lightly. Who knew your dramas would be so timid? Lightly? My dramas are sacred beasts blessed by Georius. They are nigh priceless. Like Bossman here, it loses its appetite when it's frightened. Without food, it won't have strength to carry people. And if it doesn't work, I will lose that much more money in a day. So you don't actually care about the animal, you care about the money. And look at these beautiful scales. They are a little shabby, but what? When did this scratch appear? You must have done this with your grubby fingers. Huh? That was already there to begin with. Stop making excuses. No one else touched it besides you that day. You'll pay for my losses. Outlander? That's right, for these scoundrels from outside the holy city who covet our wealth, their punishment must be swift and just. That sounds surprisingly like those evil immigrants that take away our Debia. It's the same kind of bullshit. In recent times, Bossman had been unusually lazy. I noticed something amiss and personally stood guard by its cage. Guess who I caught red-handed? This outlander. He would come here on time every day, get close to Bossman and pinch it violently. My heart bleeds for its abuse. I was massaging it. I noticed something off with its behavior, surmising that it was overworked and wanted to ease its pain. An owner like you, working your beasts of burden to the bone without a day off, even mountain dwellers would be hard-pressed to keep up. How we rear our livestock in Okema will not be dictated by an ignorant outlander such as you. Are you disrespecting our customs? You mean animal abuse is your custom? That's right, I don't know much about dramas, but this outlander is overstepping his boundaries. Yeah, that one might even be another remnant of Sigris worshippers. Look at them sneaking about. Hear that, according to our laws, you now have two choices. Resolve this with compensation, or I will see you in civilian court. Huh? But I have no money. Don't blame me then. Where are the guards? It's time to earn your keep. That's a little overboard, isn't it? As a trailblazer, I will take care of all expenses. You hear that? Pay up. Fight, fight, fight. Overboard! I'm in the wrong for seeking compensation from a criminal? Lord Liluder, you are mistaken. These last words may have been candid, but the reasoning is sound. And who are you? Just an ordinary geriatric. Lord Liluder, I reckon you must have knowledge of the matter. From your confident poise, I have a few questions regarding these pack beasts. Not only the Dromasses, I also know my merchandise like the back of my hand. Ask away. As the guardian of the Dromasses, what is the most commonly known characteristic of Georius? Did you even ask? It's earnest hardship, tenacity, and cheek height. Then, how should Dromasses blessed by Georius be manifested? In the same way, obviously. On this note, everyone may be asking a question. If this Dromas here was blessed by a titan, how could such a tough creature have a scratch on its scales? I shall hazard a guess at this. When the city was attacked, the Mad King's skin wrought destruction along the streets, causing damage to many Dromasses. The scars on its scales are a testament to its glory, but as a servant of the earth, mud covered its scar, preventing anyone from noticing. Till the gentleman gave it a massage, causing the mud on its scales to be kneaded off, and choose was the scar revealed. Ha, how ludicrous! You think your outrageous rhetoric will acquit him of having to compensate me? If you didn't like that, there are other theories as well. That this Dromas wasn't blessed at all and is just unusually frail. Or the scar wasn't even made by that gentleman to begin with. I believe Lord Liluder is most aware of the truth. You are free to choose your explanation, no matter which one it may be. You fine. I'm not pursuing this matter today. Just don't let me catch that outlander doing anything funny. This conflict was resolved way too quickly. The crowd is engrossed in gossipy discourse, some lauding the geezer's glibness, others sorry to see the drama end so soon. Mister, thank you so much. Alright, you ran along quickly. Don't give anyone else a reason to speak ill of you, even if you did nothing wrong. Don't be in such a hurry to leave, young friend. I still have something to say, so who exactly are you? My name is Is this for real? That silence I made was pointed. My name is Soctires. That sounds surprisingly similar to Socrates for some reason. My name is Soctires, the most witless geezer in Okema, and the most devoted seeker of knowledge. Hello, Socrates. I know you very well. Your support for the Outlander left a deep impression on me. Kind souls are rare in most cities. I merely did what I had to do, you flatter me. We have no choice, I will stand in. I just wanted to pit my wits against him. It looks like you're a habitual altruist. I believe it necessary for us to have a deeper conversation. This formal Eternal City has always been generous in opening its doors to outsiders, but as the black tide encroaches, the goodwill in people's hearts may slowly give way to misgivings. It is a long story. We should look for a place to speak about this more comfortably. How about Marmorial Palace's baths? I am a privileged patron there. If you don't mind, I'll go run a bath first. You can take a look around. The citizens are still mulling over what just happened. You might hear something of interest. Not old man sure has a silver tongue. It's not the first time Lilu there has tried to make things difficult for Outlanders. Well, that backfired on him this time, haha. When the next drawing of lots ends, he will probably still be struggling for a while. That will be a funny sight to see then. Drawing lots? What's lots? To enter the city, the holy city has taken in many people, and accommodation and other resources are limited, especially after Nikador's attack. We can turn them away, of course, so if the Outlanders wish to enter the city, they will have to draw lots to qualify. But Lady Tribi brought back a group of Janus priests some days ago, and they didn't have to draw lots to enter the city. Talented individuals are a precious commodity in times of need. The situation in the city is complicated. Everyone seems to have their fair share of arguments. The citizens are locked in their bickering, and the Council of Elders will likely reserve judgment for now. A word of advice: learning to think for yourself is essential, just like me. Well, there are many people who think they think for themselves, but they are not always good at thinking and using basic logic. Why did this matter have a happy ending? Who will fill up the hole of boredom within me now? Who said it isn't? You hate Outlanders? Have you considered joining a tavern? What's that? A place where Fagusa's disciples congregate? I'm not interested. I just want to see Outlanders make a fool of themselves. Some among them like to test the law's patience. Take me for example. I have a bakery. It doesn't earn much most days, but I can make ends meet. It started about 2 weeks ago. There would be Outlanders standing by the entrance when I closed up, hoping that I would offer any unsold bread to them. I didn't think much of it at first, but the people who could afford them caught wind of this and also came by to take advantage of my kindness. Everyone ended up wanting free bread and my business suffered. Doesn't sound like the Outlanders were at fault. Are they not? If they hadn't started the trend, Okemans wouldn't have learned to be so greedy. Outrageous. Can these guys just find a job and pay for their own bread? Considering your attitude towards Outlanders, I suspect it's hard to find a job! I hate people like this. Fuck them. Market worker. Bah. What are these Outlanders doing being so hardworking? They are even willing to work for the Dromas free of charge. So are they people who don't work, or are they people who work too much? Pick your stance! Looks like we're not enough work to go around. Being hardworking is a bad thing. I also want to massage the back of the Dromas. Work! Don't even mention that word. I'm tearing my hair out because of it. There weren't many Outlanders who came to the Holy City in the past, so the Council of Elders agreed to let them enter in batches. But who would have thought that these ruffians were so exceptional? They had only 2 conditions while looking for a job: food and lodging. You didn't even have to pay for their work. That's called slavery. Or, exploitation of labor. See, they can't pick the side. One citizen complains that they're not working and want bread for free. Another complains they work too much and for too little. No business owner in their right mind would want to hire any locals with such affordable stuff. I can't work for no pay. Why don't you look for a job beyond the walls? Why don't you create a new stall? That is true. What did you mean? It's a wasteland out there, and with the Mad King skin roaming about, there is no return from that. I'm not that desperate. Anyway, the Council of Elders is already discussing the Outlander problem. We can wait for official word before acting. Everyone hates immigrants, and I want to hit everyone who hates immigrants because this is your issue. This is entirely your fault. They want to exploit the labor, but then complain that the labor is exploited because they can't hire people for regular wages. Wow, woe is me.
There seems to be a new show at the back.
Why are you lagging, Mighty?
Another entry from Aquila's Enlightenment.
And tidy.
Another entry from Aquila's Enlightenment.
Dad, I want to have a water fight.
You ever tried the pool?
Dad, I want to have a water fight.
Buff receptionist.
Another entry from Aquila's Enlightenment.
Make it neat and tidy.
It's you, young friend! Come on down! The water is just right. I've got a complete grasp of the situation. Can I not go down? Only hot bath will satisfy me. Then I'll gladly accept it. Where should I begin? How about we start with you? I hear that Nicador's brethren were running rampant in the city when you first arrived in Okema. Before that attack happened, an occasional outlander seeking refuge would come here for shelter. Their cities had been razed to the ground, and they could not survive long in the wasteland. And now the number of refugees seeking protection in the holy city is rising, because you defeated Nicador and made the journey to Okama that much safer. The Trailblazers garner much merit. You mean I caused this problem? How cruel. Is it because they didn't pay it at all? Don't think of it like that. Future events cannot be predicted, and to these outlanders that is most welcome news. Resources during disasters are scarce, and Okema can't take in too many outlanders. Welcoming everyone will only plunge the city into chaos. Right now, most of these outlanders have been situated in a shelter far away from the city walls. The conditions are much better than the wastelands, with the city guards protecting the place, but it will never grant them a sense of security akin to their homes. So the Council of Elders came up with a temporary solution. To allow only a small number of outlanders into the city, decided by drawing lots. This method may be unfair to those who object because the council has rigged the process to select the useful ones. That's cruel! So people who are not useful are going to die. This is exactly why the entire mentality that you have to be useful for society is harmful and stupid. Strong men who have mastery over special skills and proficiency in heavy labor stand the highest chances, while old folk with children in tow the lowest, even if they require more assistance. Sounds hardly fair. Is this normal then? How about no one gets allowed in? Then that's most fair. So the Council of Elders recognizes strength as well. Oh. Alas, there is no evidence to prove that this sorting really exists. Even the citizens think that this is the authority of the host city. We have the right to decide who we help. Okema's resources are limited, but there's enough to aid most of the Outlanders. The real question is, are we willing to pay the price? If a group of strangers was starving at the gates and they could live with a mouthful of food, Okema would be more than capable of saving them, but you and I would have one fever bite. One fever bite of an apple, for example. I like apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Then, are you willing to relinquish an apple in your table in exchange for a stranger's survival? I would be willing to forego any number of apples to save a life. If it was just one, I'll be willing. I will only agree to acts that don't harm my own interests. That would depend on what they would have in exchange. I wouldn't do it even if there was no price. Most noble answer. I knew you possess a precious kind soul. But we cannot force all the citizens to make the same choice. The answers to this question incurred further discord. The city's people are locked in verbal conflict to this day. How I see it, at least, is that Okema should be tolerant. Even if we can't save everyone, we should embrace kindness and provide resources for others to live on. Because the true resource is people. A city without her people is like a vessel without fine brew, unable to stand steadfast in violent gales. I agree with your perspective. Who knows? I fear only Oronik's miracle may be able to give an answer. Master, what are you doing here? I had such a hard time finding you. I had news for you. Paladin, the scholar. Oh, it's you, Paladin. I will have the good news first. Unfortunately, I have only bad tidings. An Outlander group arrived at the city gates not long ago. They did not attempt to enter the city. Their course set directly for the Abyss of Fate instead. Their circumstances are unknown right now. Soctires is silent for a moment, as if contemplating a conundrum that his student threw his way. The Abyss of Fate. Isn't it extremely dangerous there? Why did they not head for the Council of Elders shelter? I don't know. Perhaps they have a conflict of faith with Okema, like that priest of Noldus. Good thing you're here, young friend. How about we survey the situation personally? May I trouble you to come with us? I'm happy to help, why me? It can be a wasted trip. Can I not go? You're most forthright. I must treat you to a meal when we return to Okema. I'm ready, master. Let us set off. Then we are going to the Abyss of Fate. Januszopolis, Abyss of Fate. It looks like I didn't discover everything in Januszopolis. Oh, I can see Kefali from here. but it's still dark, even though I can see the light of Kefali. It doesn't reach that far. Master, look, those things! Though I expected the Mad King's skin are admittedly resilient. Paladin, you stay in a safe place. Young friend, I will be counting on you to watch my back. Will do. Oh, that line got me all fired. I can't guarantee your survival. Master, you knew martial arts all along? No, I simply seized the chance to rally those refugees so they would keep calm. Get away from me, monsters! Now! Battle!
You chose the wrong enemy. What is it we're waiting for?
You are very impatient.
Receive divinity.
Your assistance is timely.
I underestimated you. Eternal sleep. The dead return!
Enemy data secure. Netmark.
How dare you kill my healer?
Use all your might. Forever do it!
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength.
Show me your courage. Burn it all. Through my blood, dying soul. Now accept your punishment. Burn it all.
Ready for another?
Forever do it!
My healer died. Ahem. Master, these people they are not doing well. Some were already injured before we got here. Indeed, and from the looks of them, they haven't had a proper meal for a while. Who's in charge here? Here. A woman holding a child emerges from the crowd. Thank you all so much, especially this grey-haired hero. How can we ever repay you? That can wait. Why didn't you go to the Holy City's designated shelter? There are sentries garrisoned there. It's much safer than here. Shelter. Guards? I overheard the guards before talking about some Droma's workshop incident. Drawing lots, resource allocation and whatnot, so I didn't dare ask them to clarify. I think the burden on the Holy City is already heavy enough. Even if we beg the guards to let us in, it would only add to their troubles, and in the end, it would just lead to an unpleasant situation. If that's the case, we might as well look for a nearby place to rest our feet, to see if we could fend for ourselves, but who would have thought? Mama, will we die? No, baby, it won't happen as long as Mama is around. But Uncle Anthony and Sister Aisha, they really look like they're going to die. My tummy is hungry too. Didn't you say that we would have something to eat once we go to the Holy City? Mama, when will we get there? I'm sorry, darling, I'm sorry. The woman crouches and holds her child tight, tears silently streaming down the corners of her eyes. Soctires softly clears his throat and pulls you to the side. anyone who just suffered so much hardship would find it difficult to keep their emotions in check. Best give that mother and child some space. The Outlanders' situation is much worse than I imagined. If we keep turning a blind eye, they will at least survive for a week. That is, if they aren't attacked by wild beasts first. Such is the tragedy of life. How can we help them? We can't save everyone. They brought this on themselves. It would be hard to bring them directly into the city, so we can only provide supplies for them, and I have an idea about that. The Holy City's shelter is only a half-day trek away from the city walls. There are guards there, so it will be safer. It's just that the way their refugees are now getting there would be difficult. Wait, stop. It's just that the way these refugees are now getting there would be difficult. They haven't much food to begin with, and that last attack has left them in urgent need of emergency medical supplies. We can provide them with these too for now. When their wounded are healed, we can escort them to the shelter. But teacher, all medicine is now considered wartime supplies in Okema. Distribution is under strict control. Most people won't even be able to buy any. I know. I'll think of a way, at least to guarantee their survival. The good news is, food isn't strictly regulated. You can easily get enough food to feed these people for a week at the Marmoria market. So I suggest we split up. Paladin and I will secure the medicine, while our young friend buys some food back, after which we will reconvene here. Hey, do I really need to come along? I was just thinking of doing the procurement with this grey-haired hero. I need a helper. Remember my instructions last month? I'm getting old and there are many things that I need help for. If there comes a day when I haven't the strength to walk a step farther, you will have to take my mantle and carry on guiding the people of Okema. As you wish, teacher. Well then, before we set out, is there anything our young friend wants to say? Leave it to me. Don't forget to reimburse me then. Can't we notify the officials? What do these people have to do with us? Thank you, young friend. I really appreciate you accompanying me on my errands. When this is all over, I have to thank you in earnest. Didn't you say you were going to treat her to a meal? Don't forget my share. Then we'll meet later, grey-haired hero.
Take it, and buy some new armor for your tribe.
I didn't read the tutorial that appeared on the screen. Just clicked it off. What is this map? I'm sorry? What is happening?
Stream 4. Lean gold plates. Stream 4. Lean gold plates.
It really looks like data corruption. Like on Mars. And on Mars, in Honkai Impact 4, we learned that Mars is a supercomputer. Oh, fuck you. I hate this guy. Had enough, just take the chest. I'm not in the mood to fight with you today. Feels as if Oronek himself has cast the curtain to eclipse the bright light of my talents. Yesterday, when I left the house, I accidentally exposed my location for the first time ever. Meeting you now, it looks like any hope for today being any better is gone too. Honestly, there's something fishy about what went down yesterday. Rumor has it that there is a master thief that's been running around recently, whose reputation seems to be threatening my own, so I decided I would do something big and restore glory to the great name of Zagreus. So I racked my brain trying to decide what I should steal to show off my amazing talents. A glass mannequin? Ooh, I may be in bad shape, but I still have some sense. There's no need to be getting mixed up in something like that. You will never guess it, I'm planning to steal the keystone from the main hall to the Council of Elders, and bring that entire hall crashing to the ground. Unfortunately, things didn't go quite as planned. When I opened the window, it let out a squeaky noise. In an instant, 7 or 8 priests surrounded me, cursing me and covering me in ambrosia. They even struck me with brushes made from Droma's fur. I was lucky to make it out of there. It was only later that I found out that these rumors of a master thief were just a ploy to lure me into making a move. When did these old crones get so cunning? That's divine retribution. I hope you never have to experience something like that. The talents that I have relied on over the years vanished in an instant. My once perfectly watertight handiwork was suddenly full of holes. It's like I wasn't even myself. Now I can't even pry a single treasure from your hands. As I am now, I may as well just jump into the abyss, swim up to Thanatos, and let them put me out of my misery. Just take the chest. You can't let challenges get you down. But you didn't manage to steal it before either. I never thought that when I was at my most lost, you would offer me words of comfort. I have nothing to repay you with, so allow me to reward your kindness with a secret. The Council of Elders' main hall doesn't even have a keystone. Now the reaction of yours is a million times more thrilling than stealing some chest. Take it as a thank you for taking part in this little performance with me. You just wasted my time.
This is what exploring the cosmos is all about.
Yeah, this is exactly the room where the core flame of the god was kept, Janus. There's another puzzle. Why isn't there a pattern? Things like we're missing some clues. Could have it something to do with the creation names. Oh, listen. The placement of the after images seems a little off. Perhaps the environment here is different now to how it once was. Great Holy Maiden, you are here to collect volcanic glass again. Indeed, there is constant need for it in the city at the moment. Things are truly dire. How is the city faring at the moment? People are saying there is unrest in politics. You don't think it will lead to war, do you? Great Holy Maiden, you must tell me. If there really is unrest, I would like to take my family somewhere safe to live out their days. My friend, if it really came to war, I fear there would be no safe place to run to. This is true. Great Holy Maiden. Take this volcanic glass with you. Please don't go down to the mines to source it yourself anymore. The fractured surface of those red crystals are far too sharp. My heart hurts every time I see your hands dripping with blood as you leave. Thank you. Come to think of it, just let me know the next time you need some ore. I may seem busy, but I can always make time to carve out some volcanic glass for you. There is no need for you to go to such trouble. This is likely the last time I shall come to collect volcanic glass. Understand, Great Holy Maiden. Please take care of yourself. I have heard Word that those officials have been treating you poorly. If it becomes too much for you to bear, you must escape. Emporius is so vast. Ah, there I go talking about these things again. I appreciate your intentions. Perhaps I could run away, but sometimes it seems as if, although fate has opened many doors to you, there's still only one path that you can actually walk. Jesus.
This is what exploring the cosmos is all about.
Okay, this is what I wanted. I wanted to discover this area because I didn't discover it properly before. Let's now teleport to Okema and buy food.
This haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose.
I want a crate of food. That means I'll just have to flaunt my reserve stock then. Don't worry, the food here is Okema's finest. Even if it's not, it's still pretty up there. Kairos waves his hand, and from the room his helpers carry several ceramic vases containing food. Just as he said, they look delicious. Lush fruit and vegetables in a platter, aromatic soup fresh from the oven, fine brew emanating intoxicating fragrance. Each and every item is world-class and made with culinary intricacy. What did you think? I told you I would give you Okema's finest. Of course, they cost quite a bit. This shop's quality is top-notch and its price reflects that. If I want to give the Outlanders something sumptuous, this would be a fine choice. I'll take it. Ah yes, if you don't mind me asking, why are you buying so much food? To feed a group of dying Outlanders. Outlanders, huh? How'd I put this? This food is quite valuable and I hope that their taste will be fully savored. But get my drift? It's not like I'm not paying you. You may be right, but I would ask that you must have them lay back in their chairs and taste the food in order, or they won't be able to enjoy the atmosphere and flavors. They are starving. Mama, when will we reach the Holy City? I wanna eat baked apple pie. Soon, we're almost there. We'll get there in 3 seconds. This is for you. How about a thank you? For us? Could you have... Such a bountiful spread. Is this really for us? I'm not dreaming, am I? Mama, apple pie. It's the baked apple pie that I want. Silly child, there's plenty of food more delicious than baked apple pie in here. Why fuss over pie? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are our hero and savior. I'll give them out to our companions right now. We'll definitely repay this favor, though we have no money now, but if you ever have need of us, just give us the word, and we'll be more than happy to help. Darling, say thank you to this kind lady. Thank you, kind lady. The girl grabs the biggest and precious apple in one of the vases and thrusts it into your hands with a smile. Miss, you should have the biggest one. If you don't mind, how about having a meal with us? While everyone reveals in joy, a figure hurriedly rushes over. The mother and child tactfully excuse themselves. Grave news, hero. Master, Medi. Catch your breath first. Alright, I'm calm. You have to listen carefully. In the beginning, Master said he had a way to get the medicine. But I had to be the one to transport it out of the city. He directed me to an alley and told me to return to take the medicine from him when a quint had passed. There was still some time, so I dedicated to find something to eat. Hello, Visitka. And then when I was done, it was almost action hour. I dashed out of the shop and headed toward the alley. I didn't get far before I saw Master walking with 3 guards. He wasn't cuffed, but I knew from his expression that he wasn't with them out of choice. I tailed the guards and found that they had detained Master on the upper levels of Marmoria Palace. There were a lot of people there, and I couldn't get close, so I hurried back to discuss a plan with you. Oh yes, I did find the medicine in that alley after all that. It was a curious turn of events. You weren't discovered? You ever thought about how the medicine got there? Master made me retrieve the medicine from the alley, and then he was arrested by them. Don't tell me. No, there must be some misunderstanding here. You're the hero who fought alongside the Chrysosayers. Please, you have to explain Master's case to them. I'm sure the guards will listen. Soctires has been captured. A misunderstanding is not beyond possibility, but it would be better if I asked him in person. Paladin says he's being detained on the upper floors of the Marmorea Palace, so he shouldn't be hard to find. I fed the starving and healed the sick. How are you? I don't know.
This haven of memories.
Heaven of
Every
memories.
moment is like a thorned rose.
I am obsessed with gay men. Hold it! What are you doing? Is Soctires here? It's the Outlander hero who fought alongside the two Chrysosayers. My apologies. I can bend the rules for a short visit for an esteemed guest. I'll inform you when time is up. Wow, I am privileged. Hello, Socrates. This room's layout is quite cozy. There are no bars, no restraining devices. A modicum of respect has been left for whoever gets detained here.
Gamers?
Gay.
No, G-A-Y-M-E-Rs.
Gamers, no gamers! Aren't we all just gamers? But I said I'm obsessed with gay men. With two specific gay men recently. You know which one I mean. They even come from this game. You're here, young friend. Soctires' eyes are somewhat avoidant, as if he's reluctant to have you see him in this state. What did you do? I believe you have already guessed the gist of it. Even if I don't say anything, to help the Outlanders secure medicine, I slipped into the Holy See supply warehouse. It is theft. I understand very well that I was committing a crime. As for how it ended, it was simply my just deserts. As to whether it was worth it, my only regret is that I didn't manage to transport more medicine out of the city into the hands of those who need it. I'm sorry for disappointing you. I may have to renege on that promise to treat you to a meal. There must have been a better way. Of course, as an onlooker, we can always find myriad reasons to convince ourselves that a better idea would surface if we just waited a while longer. But those who need help can't wait, and neither could I. I am an old man, I don't have the luxury of time nor patience. I thought that old people are patient. I guess not. Was there a need to go this far? You're not the only one with this question. As a citizen, why did I risk everything to help a bunch of strangers? Because I too hope that in my time of need someone will lend me a hand. A sage once said, if you want someone to be kind to you, you must first be kind to others. I think this is most appropriate here. Of course, there are always people who think they will never find themselves in hardship, except who can ensure that Okema's city walls will stand tall forever. What are you going to do now? According to the Holy City's laws, they will make me stand trial. There's a high chance they won't be lenient. The price must be paid for doing the right thing, even more so for an ambiguously moral act like mine conducted to sate my own savior complex. Wow, he's even self-reflective. I'm fully ready to accept its consequences. Before the final moment arrives, my only wish is to eat another apple. Apple? Yes, apples are my favorite food. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. 'Tis a pity we didn't get to know each other better, otherwise I would surely discuss the wonderful flavor of apples with you, along with many other matters. That reminds me that girl in the abyss gave me an apple. Should I give it to him? Give him the apple. Oh, you actually have an apple on you. This is one of the 10 essential idiosyncrasies among sages you learned fast. Thank you, I will have no regrets now. I gave him an apple. Visiting time is over. Outlander hero, it is time to leave. Will you release him? Will you punish him? What fate is in store for him? It is not up to me to decide. The public court will handle him. According to Soctires, he trespassed on the Holy City's warehouse, all to help a group of wounded outlanders. We have already dispatched people to investigate. This may affect his sentencing. The trial will be held at the Kefali Plaza in 3 days. We also invite you to attend to witness the justice of the Holy City's law. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Alright, fellow citizens, order! I'm Elder Etro from Downcloud, priest of Talanton. I'm presiding over this trial, presenting the will of the Council of Elders. The reason we are gathered here today is that the dearly respected public speaker Soctires trespassed on the Holy City's warehouse and committed theft. According to law, theft is a crime punishable by imprisonment. But in light of the motive of this case, it cannot be so easily judged based on precedent. And so, as per the tradition that we uphold, we have opened up the public court for everyone present to be the judge. May Talanta's justice be with us. The citizens' applause rise in a crescendo in response to this opening, till the elder gestures for the clapping to cease. The controversy in this case lies in the fact that Soctires risked his own well-being to help a group of wounded outlanders. However, is this enough reason for his sentence to be reduced or even acquitted? To my right is the prosecution's representative and owner of the warehouse, the wealthy Liluder. This asshole. He believes that the punishment should be harsh to prevent future supplies from leaving the city. To my left is the defendant's representative and student of the accused, Scholar Palatin. He believes that the sentence should be light considering the actions of the accused did indeed save many lives. Both parties have submitted their documents before the trial starts. Do any citizens present have any questions? As the sinner, I request to say a few words to everyone present. Hey, old fart, you were caught red-handed and you're still trying to charm your way out of this. Liluder, Soctires has the right to speak. Thank you, Elder Etro. Soctires clears his throat, his eyes mirroring a dromas ensnared in swampy mud. When such a creature is on the verge of death, its eyes are now one of wrath, but wet with tears. In the Golden Age long past, we were once divided as city-states, separate from one another. In the Warring Age not so long past, we once again divided ourselves as city-states, which became the reason for our battles. I'm sure everyone is very familiar with this stretch of history. But the Black Tide does not discriminate between cities. In its eyes we are all humans, insignificant existences. In the present day, there are no other cities left. Their names, that which we are all so familiar, and scattered to the wind. Which is why in reality outlanders don't exist. Which city do they hail from? The question posed before us is merely about whether we want to help a group of people who need it. As for my crime, precious time need not be spent on it. I can accept the punishment, but I only hope that everyone will take this chance to discuss the current question with clarity. What stance exactly does the Holy City take with the underprivileged? Where exactly are we leading the Eternal City? That's all. I thank Elder Etro again for this chance. Now then, before the trial starts, do any citizens present have any questions? I'm curious, how does our grey-haired guest view this situation? As the hero who fought alongside the Chrysos heirs, your thoughts may be of crucial import. During the turmoil that occurred in the Droma's workshop, I chose to support the Outlander and chose gain Soctire's appreciation. Later, Soctiris invited me to discuss this. I professed my sympathies towards the Outlanders at the bath in the Marmoreal Palace, so the choices were mattering. After that, we once again met in the Abyss, the outsiders who needed aid. There I bought the Outlanders some luxurious meals. From what I did, I think my standpoint is pretty obvious. You raise your head, meeting Soctire's gaze of respite as if saying, "Young friend, stay true to your heart. Support Scholar Paladin's defense." I support Scholar Paladin's point. Mistakes incurred from saving lives would not be solely judged as a crime. They should not be solely judged as a crime. I once saw those Outlanders with my own eyes, and they were indeed in dire danger. If not for Soctire's securing medicine for them, the consequences would have been unimaginable. In light of this reason, I believe that the sentencing should be reduced. The sentencing should be suspended. He is not guilty. Master wasn't wrong about you at all. Oh, debate. Grey hair, you're supposed to be an Outlander hero who must have something grandiose to say before the people. I never figured you for a jabbering troublemaker. Representative Liluder, if you have any objections, please respond to her without contempt. As everyone knows, theft is a crime, let alone selling regulated goods to Outlanders. How can this be considered a benevolent act? There should be another charge slapped on top of his crime. If it were up to me, I would have Soctiris executed. That will set an example for other potential criminals. Liluder, this is not a place to pursue personal vengeance. Everyone knows you have always hated Master, all because he thwarted your petty attempt to frame the Outlanders. I only have Okema's interest at heart, otherwise by the next entry hour the Holy City's warehouse would have been plundered clean. So many people present, maybe I should try to appeal to the public's emotions. He should be executed just because you say so. He stood to gain nothing from his acts. It was his own ability that determined the theft's success. Use the Chrysos are stealing core flame as an example. Selling to Outlanders. Those Outlanders were penniless. He would have done much better vending the food to you instead. You may have gotten rich unscrupulously, but the fact is that you are rich. According to the city guard's findings, there was no evidence of any monetary transaction. I will ask the prosecution not to make any frivolous assumptions. Let us change the subject then. I will take a step back and assert this. If Soctiris was really overcome with compassion, unwilling to further witness the Outlander's plight, why did he not use his own assets? Even if he donated his entire fortune, that would be his personal freedom to do so. But he should not have taken property that belongs to the people. Okema's property is only for the people of Okema. How do you define an Okeman? It's not like the supplies are going anywhere. And how much have you contributed to Okema? I suggest you learn from Kefali's virtues. You mean an Okeman is determined the moment they are born? If the first time you open your eyes you aren't within city walls, you will never have a chance to join the Holy City. Don't forget the Chrysos heirs who saved the city contain Outlanders. You do not undermine my gratitude for the heroes. Warrior Mighty is the crown prince of Castrum Kremnos and Warrior Finon is the destined deliverer. The contributions they have made to Okema not even 10,000 Outlanders can dream of garnering. It may seem that Liluder's words are true, but it is nothing but a strawman argument that has attracted disdainful stares from the onlookers. Everyone knows the Holy City's resources are limited. They can't be expended unnecessarily. Soctires gave our wealth to Outlanders that will surely impact the living standards of our citizens. In the war against the Black Tide, mercy is a useless quality. To safeguard our lives, we must not show mercy to Soctires and his Outlander friends. Do not mistake the enemy's identity. What about after the war then? You're not afraid of an Outlander revolt. Give him a little taste of destruction. Like, so what? Walk him on the head? Ah, this was the wrong argument. So you mean that Outlanders are enemies too? And no, this is not what I meant. I meant don't call them enemies because we have different enemy. We should be united with them against eternal threats to fend off the Black Tide together. Ah, no, wait, this is what I am saying. So you mean that Outlanders are enemies too? We should be united with them against external threats to fend off the Black Tide together. Why is it a bad argument? Why did I lose a point? The Outlanders did not attack the city, but they also did not partake in its defense. Okema survived because of her citizens. Now Outlanders should deserve to reap her blessings. Upon hearing that they might be taken advantage of by outsiders, the present crowd gets riled up. They hoot and holler in support of Liluder, oblivious to the fact that they might just be the ones reaping said blessings. The debate was bugged though. As the final syllable drops, Elder Etro stretches out his hand and halts Liluder's subsequent elaboration. The citizens recall the exchange that just happened, fervor still pulsing through them. Before realizing it, you have replaced Paladin as the defense attorney and garnered more support. Well, the discussion has concluded. Everyone please cast your vote. Before we conclude, may I add a few words? Aglaya. Hello, Elder Etro. I think I'm not too late. Aglaya's appearance spurs the spectators once more. Few civil cases can catch the attention of the crisis heirs. Everyone's earlier discussions have been conveyed to me through golden threads riding the winds. At such a critical time, instead of arguing over whether the holes in a garment are right or wrong, perhaps we should consider how we should mend them instead. Failing to punish Soctires, it will be unjust to the people and the law. But if the punishment is too harsh, it will cause the Holy City to be seen as cold and tyrannical. Therefore, to strike a fair balance between the two, the best choice is change imprisonment to exile, assign him community service, make him pay for the losses? Our honored guest has offered some good ideas. Following her thoughts, I would like to offer a compromise to the citizens. Soctires shall be exempt from imprisonment. As an alternative, he will be assigned to work at a refuge shelter as a form of exile. Additionally, he will have to personally bear the cost of replenishing the medical supplies. To some citizens, such punishment might be more daunting than spending time in prison, so there is no need to worry about others following suit. This is all I have to add. Everyone please begin voting. Please hold, Lady Aglaya, I still have a question. How do you intend to deal with that bunch of Outlanders? A faint smile crosses Aglaya's face, as if she has been anticipating this question all along. The fate of the Outlanders does not lie with me nor the Council of Elders, but with the citizens. If you support them, offer a helping hand. If you oppose them, speak directly. Even if you are not connected by golden threads, expressing one's mind shouldn't be too hard. Just like this old one. His stance is clear. His actions have indeed made an impact. Some have benefited, while others have faced punishment. If every citizen was like him, with the clash of wisdom and will, a clear path would emerge. Now, it's time to declare your stance. Please continue, Elder Etro. 10 citizens, please raise your hand to vote. Finally, 60% of the vote support Soctire's exile. The guards escort the old man away. Both he and his student quickly pack up their belongings and leave the holy city. The citizens at the plaza start to scatter, with people digesting what just happened. In what direction should the city head towards? No one seems to have the answer, but at the very least, it heads towards tomorrow. Aglaya. I heard your entire speech, honored guest. Perhaps you are more suited to be in debate arena than I imagined. But participating in such a debate has its risks. Public opinion is like an open flame. No one can predict where it will be directed. What happened to the Outlanders of the Abyss? The guards of the Holy City escorted all the Outlanders who could be found. Of course, they were not brought within the city walls, but to the shelter. This is the greatest mercy I can offer. What's your view on this Outlander situation? Oh, I thought I expressed it quite clearly in court, though some words cannot be exposed to the light of day. The resources of the Holy City are limited. This truth cannot be changed by our attitudes. Okema can't help everyone. As long as the threat of the Black Tide exists for another day, this tragedy will not cease. Hence, we have to hunt down all the core flame. Okay, so one of the quests done. There are only 2 quests left. This one I have to pick up. What was that? Did you see that? Was it normal? Paris. Wait, what? I don't know any Paris. Don't hurt me or Heracles. Heracles? Where? Roar, roar. Ah, Heracles is the drama. Stay back, full remnant of the Mad King. You are not permitted any further. Kill. You will kill nobody. The baseballer is here, out of the way. Who are you? This place is dangerous. Get out of here at once. Wait, I think she was the hero that hunted down the Mad King with the Chrysosairs. What? Perfect! Please come and help us! Well, they changed the tune very quickly. You can count on me! The question is, do I have a good team for this?
Enemy data secure. Network
Dum
activated.
dum
Time for
dum dum dum
Serious, huh? Come
bum
lift your
bum
ass.
parara bum bum parara dum tarara dum. They exploded.
That's half the work. I weep for the departed.
Me too. I weep for the departed too.
It too shall fall.
Die! Dead. Highness. Can't beat me, so you resort to full language. Wait, Titan curses. I was cursed by a monster. Have some class and be a civilized Titan king. Nameless curses. Faced with an unstoppable power, the injured Titankin turns and flees, slipping into the Evernight Vale outside the city. Its staggering and broken form is so pathetic that you lose all urge to chase it down for a victorious counterattack, so you simply watch as her shadow disappears into the border where the light vanishes altogether. The fact that the Lance of Fury underlings would be so cowardly as to flee in defeat, pathetic. Thank you for saving us, hero. We would not have made it out of here alive without you. Ever since the fall of the savage god, this Titankin has been roaming the surrounding area, attacking guards and passing trade caravans. This time it was Laison, leader of the Argo caravan, who fell victim. That's right, fortunately you and Captain Camilla took action in time. If I were sent to meet Thanatos, no one would be left to support the city's merchants or Dromases. It's okay, Heracles. Though I've been spared my life, she did get away with my little treasure. There is a treasure? Why didn't you say sooner? I didn't see any rare loot just now. I knew this mission wouldn't just end like that. This is no mere ordinary object. It's a divine object of Mnestia. It is the golden thread of rebirth that she weaved herself. You must have heard this story. During the Era Creatura, Mnestia wove together the love of the world and their own cocoon to create silk as a gift to Circe. Lady Aglaia sent me on an assignment to retrieve the miracles of the Titans. I worked myself to the bone to purchase this object from a group of nomadic thieves. Now it's been snatched from my hands by the enemy right before I arrived back at the city. Such a shame. Yason drops his head with a sigh, his face painted with regret. It seems he's stuck between the sadness of having lost the precious item and the guilt of disappointing Aglaia. However, you sense his gaze darting between the ground's surface and your body. I understand, I will do it. That's wonderful, thank you, hero, thank you, hero! So, while I was traveling and selling my wares, I heard word from the refugees that the Titankin were gathering in Castrum Kremnos, under the Black Tide. Only a hero such as yourself knows where they are. Hero, as the Black Tide outside the city is perilous, we, mere citizens, can offer you no assistance. All we can do is ask you to take great caution. A treasure hunt. Partner, let's go on a treasure hunt. Well, I guess we can consider that mission taken up. The Heracles is the animal in this. How do you like the animal Heracles? Very brave creature indeed. Didn't even have to do 12 jobs. Buzetka, you were here, surprised at the Heracles. Where were you when we were discussing the issue of immigration in Okema and people hating on immigrants? Outlanders, I'm sorry, Outlander. Yes, me like. I don't know if you were here, but those weird dinosaur-like creatures, Dromases, they actually eat rock. Because apparently they were created by the god of the earth. And the god of the earth was like, eat dirt! I was here. You were here. So you saw me feeding them for the first time when we started the story. I was feeding them red something. Rock? Yay! Yay, 6. I still don't know who to select. Does it matter? Pikachu, I choose you. Well, I guess I'm finished for today. Finished for today. Ella, 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 Ella. Did I say that my mom hated that song? My mom despised Umbrella song. Yeah, she hated the Ella, Ella, eh. I think she even compared it to sitting on a toilet and not being able to do the do. But you know, she is the biggest fan of Disco Polo, so I guess she doesn't get a vote. If you like Disco Polo, you don't get a right to speak about music, at least in my humble opinion. I hate the song Yellow Submarine with same passion. Lol. I don't know that song. I do agree with you. You know what? The songs that I used to hate were usually so many times on the radio that I started to liking them by the virtue of hearing them all the time. So I don't even get the privilege to hate anything. I remember hating Dodge the Monsoon by Tokyo Hotel. But then it was all the time on Viva. All the time. And I started liking it. And I remember how angry I was that I started to like it. It was so weird. Bob Media Expert Time. Did you notice that now Cleo and her how was his name? They are now chickens. And I was like, this is what your career led you to become an animated chicken in an ad. We are not speaking about that woman. We I know that this issue existed before, but I feel like we can ascribe the sole blame for people sexualizing Slavic women on Cleo. We can blame her collectively for that. Just to make a point. From sexual butter churning, don't remind me about this. We don't speak about it in this house. I do blame her. You know that I didn't have any issue with that song before. Like when it was first released, it wasn't even that bad. But then it became worse. But I also was not very smart at the time, so I guess it's a testament to me getting smarter and more socially aware. We are already the meme. We are a country of clowns. We can't be even more meme than we already are. We either are the circus going down in flames from the cliff, or we kill people by driving them into cardboard boxes. It was cringe, yeah. Made out of a cardboard, yeah. It's either circus or cardboard. There are no in between. House of Cards. And the cards are made from cardboard boxes. That kill it, Hanka! Stick it together with tape and trititki. Hanka knew and it killed her. Hanka is alive. She just decided to abandon her family. I don't even watch that TV show. The only thing I know about that TV show is that stupid scene. Because it happened when I was still in high school and everyone was talking about it and I didn't know what it means. Okay. I will bring you with me to my favorite game. I watched in elementary school. I was this kid raised by my grandma that was watching too much of Moda na Sukces and Zbuntowany Anioł and other weird shows that I shouldn't be watching. I also remember watching Supernatural as a kid, but I don't remember much because it was cut at some point and it never continued. Cardio dolor. Poor Liberta. I don't even remember the song anymore. My childhood. Weird soap operas. Xena. Hercules. Charmed. A lot of cartoons. I actually prefer cartoons. I feel like they have better story. most often. Power Rangers, yes, exactly! My favorite ranger, the Green Ranger. And the sole reason why he was favorite was because he had Gojira. Godzilla! There was also an animated series about Godzilla and the kids that tried to help her, and I don't remember how it was named. Yeah, me too. Anyway, we have a few seconds left, so I have to say goodbye and send you to Aura. So, you know, you better prepare yourself. I don't even remember if I had a favorite. Haha. Godzilla is always favorite. Bye bye!